Hello everyone, I am back with another deck profile. This one's gonna be a little bit different because, honestly the last one I made was kinda supposed to just be a one-off thing. I wasn't really gonna make more, but I got so many really nice comments from a lot of people, and quite a few comments saying that people wanted me to make more deck profiles that I just decided, you know, why the hell not? I'll make it a thing and I'll make more of them. And then on top of that, to kind of kill two birds with one stone, I've seen a lot of people asking for Hercule deck profiles, and it just so happens that I swore to myself that once a Hercule leader got announced, I would main that leader and only that leader. So, I've been working on a profile ever since his effect got announced, and this is what I've come up with. Naturally, this is not an optimal Hercule deck. I kind of built it to be a little bit trolly because that's kind of what I want the deck to do, but I feel like it still has potential to win. I apologize in advance, I do not have the Hercule leader, and I am proxying one card in this deck. I figured since people were asking me for another profile, and on top of that a bunch of people in general just want more Hercule profiles out there, I would make this and not wait till I got the leader, because then I'd have to wait a while, and I mean there's really no point to that. You guys will get the idea regardless. So if you don't know what Hercule does, I will actually edit a picture of him right, like, oh man, this is awkward, my camera's like super zoomed in, right like there. I'll edit a picture of him of his front side and his back side, and I'll explain. So his front side says that you can activate it during battle once per turn, whether he's attacking or one of your other cards is attacking. You can look at the top two cards of your deck, and if they're battle cards, you can combo with them, and then discard the rest of them. That's a really, really powerful effect. That's why we play cards like this. And his backside says that you can discard your hand once per turn, and if you do, he gains 50,000 power, and if you discard at least 5 cards, he gains triple strike, which is just friggin' awesome. So there should, unless I become too lazy to edit it in, there should be some pictures right there. So yeah, this is what I've come up with. It's mainly to utilize the leader. This deck doesn't really have like an engine in its own. It's literally just cards to make Hercule win the game for you. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I play 4 of the Unbreakable Super Saiyan Son Goku. This is the one where, because you can combo with the top cards of your deck for free, you want a lot of 10Ks that have effects that you can hit off the top of your deck. So this says, costs 1 energy to combo with, gives 10,000, lets you draw a card when you combo with it. It's literally just a super combo that costs 1 energy, so it's really good. And then, of course, as you've probably seen most people do, for Champa, this card is just amazing. It's double strike 10k. If you can hit it off the top of your deck for free, it's great. If you actually just pay the 1 energy for it, it's still good. There really is like no reason not to play 4 of this card. It's like one of the better things Hercule can hit. And then, a little bit different, for no opening Son Goku. So it's still, you can't play it unless your leader is yellow and it's, you know, your turn and everything. It's like a normal combo play card. But you can still take the life and gain the 10k even if your leader isn't yellow. So hitting this off the top of your deck gives you 10k and lets you get a card from your life and get closer to Awakening if anybody wants to lifestyle you. Not to mention the fact that you can still combo it from your hand by paying the 1 to get the 10k and take the life. So it's just another 10k with a good effect that gets you a card, and that's what you need in this deck, as many of those as possible. So those are the main cards that you want to combo with off the top of your deck, and now we go into a bit of a strange engine. So, for Bodyguard Legic, because it's honestly like the best blocker in the game, you just play it for free. It's so important in this deck. You just toss it out there for free every turn because you're comboing with your stuff and you're blocking with your stuff, so you generally don't have a board because your leader is doing all the work. And then 4 of Human Shield Krillin. So this is where the deck starts to get a little trolly. This is actually a really good blocker for the deck because what you're mainly charging is green energy for what I'm sure most of you already know, for Android 17, the one that lets you draw 4. This this is super important to the deck because it's not only an early game play, it's not even that much of an early game play, because early game you really want to just swing a lot and be super, super aggressive, and then once you awaken, that's when you want to be defensive with cards like this and your negates, so that you can get to the 5 cards in your hand and get your setup so that you can kill them with 2 triple strikers. So this card is just super important to the deck, and it's important for more reasons than one, but you'll see why that is in a second. So 2 Bundle of Curiosity Son Goku. The main engine of the deck is green, so Bundle of Curiosity is just a good consistent card that you can toss out. And then 4 of the Son Goten Family of Justice. So this card is cost 1 to combo with. When you combo with it, it only gives 5k, but it lets you kill something cost 3 or less. So it's good to have, it's good to hit off the top of your deck, and even if you don't hit it off the top, if you combo with it from your hand, you still get removal, which is pretty important against the veggie package right now, because this will kill everything in that package but Kale, so it's pretty important. So that, and then of course, probably the most important card in the deck, Expanding Energy Android 17. This card is amazing in this deck, because first of all, it's a 10k, which is like great. It didn't have to be a 10k to have the perfect synergy with this deck, but it is one, so, you know, there's that. You can get this back with Trunks Power Overseeing Time if you hit it off the top of your deck and you just happen to not draw one, so it's not really an issue if you combo with it from the top. And the effect is, well, it has double strike, and the effect is that when you swing with it, you draw it so you have 4 cards in your hand. I explained what Hercule's Awakened Side does earlier, so the natural synergy, this is one of the best cards in the deck. But now, for what makes this kind of unique and kind of interesting, 2 Awakened Rage Son Goku. So, for anyone that doesn't know what this card does, I will zoom in on it a little bit. Double Strike, when you play it, it basically is a KO, but it KOs up to 6 cost worth of stuff instead of 5. And if you have Krillin in your drop area, this card gains Triple Strike, and you can evolve it over the Bundle of Curiosity Son Gokus that I have for 5. So it's essentially where you are in the game at the time. You basically either want to play this for 5 or this for 5. If you think it's going to be a little bit more of a grindy game and you're going to want to hit them with the triple strike and then refill your hand afterward to keep playing, then you can pay 5 for this and do it that way. If you are trying to kill them because you're a really aggressive early game and they have 3 life left, so you want to hit them with 2 triple strikers, play this. You have Krillin in your drop area most likely because of the blocker. If you don't have it in your drop area and you see this play coming, a turn earlier, you could play Trunks Overseeing Time to get the Krillin back and then just play out another blocker. There's a lot of really, really cool interactions you can do in this deck. But yeah, if you're going for a game ender rather than playing the Android 17, which is just a double striker, this wipes a board and is triple strike. And nobody is going to see this coming. So this is like a little bit more of, like I said, the deck is kind of trolly, but I love it. I think it's really cute. So then for extra cards, we don't play that many of them. We play 4 King Vegeta Surprise Attack. Super important to the deck because you can recycle your blockers with Trunks Power Overseeing Time. You have 8 blockers total. 4 of them you play for free. 1 of them only, and then the other 4 only cost 1. So most of your blockers are super, super cheap. This only costs 1 mana, and the main thing you charge is green, which is why this card is so great. And like I said, Trunks Power Overseeing Time, you recycle your blockers, keep playing them, so you have 4 of these, and you can really utilize this card. So yeah, really good. Super good. It's probably one of the more important cards in the deck, but then we go to, once again, kind of a trolley card, but it makes sense. 4 Full Power Energy. So the reason, I'll zoom in a little bit more here. So the reason Full Power Energy is such an important card is because Hercule only has 1,000 on the front and 5,000 on the back. So they can hit you with really, really low cost stuff, like, I don't know, 1 cost stuff. This kills 1 cost stuff. I've noticed what'll happen a lot is basically they'll play like something small like a Bulma or a Majin Buu, that, you know, the 1 cost energy boost Majin Buu that draws you a card. They'll play like a small thing, and then they'll swing with their leader, and then you can just be like, okay, full power energy, negate the leader attack, kill the 1-drop they just played, now they can't hit you anymore. So this card is super important because it kills threats. It doesn't kill threats in any other deck except for Hercule. Sorry, motorcycle. It doesn't kill threats in any deck that isn't Hercule, but in this deck, this KOs threats, which is super important. So it's just it's a negate, of course. I mean, negates are important. Now for the black cards. This is where it gets a little interesting. So if you noticed by now, I haven't shown you a super combo because we play the black super combo. So what you're essentially doing in this deck is you're milling. Between your blockers and your comboing off the top of your deck, you are going to have this active by turn 2, which is really, really good. It's active much sooner than the green super combo would be active. I just think this is strictly better than the green super combo. You don't need the green one. With how much you're overwhelming in this deck, this is really just the better choice of super combo. So yeah, really, really good. And also, if you hit your super combo off the top of your deck, you want it to be active much earlier in the game. So this is, yeah, it's just a strictly, in my build at least, strictly better than the Trunks super combo. And then 2 Trunks Power Overseeing Time. If anybody wanted to try this build out and wants to bump this card up to more than 2, completely agree with that. This card is like super amazing because you have so many key cards in this deck that you're going to want to recycle, like the Krillin, or the 6-drop Goku, or the 5-drop Android 17. There are so many key cards and cards you might need for different situations that this card is like super good. It's super, super important. I just realized I say super a lot, which is kind of ironic considering what game this is, but I don't do that on purpose. And then, like I said, I was proxying one thing. It's Thought Patrol. Sadly, I didn't really foresee this happening, so I traded my Time Patrols for Scientist Foos for another deck, and then it turns out Time Patrol is way better for this deck. So let me explain why this card is so important and why this is an absolute must-have 4 of. Looks at the top 2 cards of your deck. Pick one, put it into your hand, put the other one on the top or bottom of your deck. If you can't see the synergy with Hercule there, I don't know what to tell you. Basically, you look at the top 2, you go, oh, hey, there's a Champa here. So I'm going to add the other card to my hand and put the Champa on top of my deck, and then I'm going to swing with something and activate Hercule. This has so much synergy with Hercule, it's not even funny, and it nets you a card for no mana. I think this card, kind of falling out of popularity shouldn't be happening. A lot of people are favoring more Scientist Fu and this card, and I think people are forgetting that this card doesn't cost any energy. Like, this is really, really good. So this is an absolute 4 of, and I would consider taking out something like, I don't know, maybe like a copy of King Vegeta Surprise Attack or a copy of something else for another Power Overseeing Time, because this card is also amazing. The fact that if you have like 3 energy, you can like pay 2 to play this, and you're probably going to overwhelm one of your Krillins, and then add the Krillin back, and then pay 1 to play that, so that you can swing with 20k Double Strike and then still have a Krillin to block with. And then when you block with that Krillin, it goes to the discard pile, so you have it set up for when you play the Goku. It's just yeah, these are definitely the best black cards to be playing in the deck, in my version of the deck anyway. So, yeah, that's it. That's my take on a Hercule deck. I think it's pretty trolly, but at the same time, I think it's gonna be pretty effective. I haven't taken it to a tournament yet, but I've done a little bit of playtesting. Yeah, this is really, really cool. I brainstormed this build for days and days, and this was the final build I came up with, and I think it's pretty perfect for what I'm trying to do. But regardless, let me know what you think of it down below. Let me know what you would change. Once again, it's like a longer than 13-minute deck profile, but you're probably going to have to come to expect that from me if you want to subscribe for more profiles. So, yeah, that's it. I'll see you next time.